Good morning, Christian.
Hi, Joe. How are you?
I'm really well, thank you. We're here again, and
Excellent.
I'm so happy that you had the time to join me today. After our chat about your lifestyle, how you were brought up the other day, and your knowledge of toxins in skincare, it was only fair to then get you on here to talk about the lovely Tropic products that we're both passionate about.
Love talking
I,
about it.
I use loads of them. I've got them all in here in front of me. But you know more about how they work and what's good. You can explain that better than me. So that's why I've borrowed you today to let know. I know there's lots of ladies in the group that talk about itchy skin, dry skin.
Mhm.
They feel like their skin is getting older too quickly because it's drying out through the menopause. So if we can, I know there's so many fantastic products. Obviously, we can't touch on them all, but if we can touch on some of the good ones that's going to help the ladies, that
Mhm.
would be fabulous. So where should we
Very
start?
happy to do that. And there are loads of products that can help.
Let's go for it. Where should we start?
Excellent. So, as I touched on the other day, Tropic is 100% natural. And it's totally transparent about every ingredient that is in the products. And you can drill in on the website on the full ingredients. And we have it in English, so you can actually see what you're putting on your skin. So I absolutely adore all the products. It's just such a phenomenal company. And I've just been to, it's called the Leaders Get Together, where they gather all the leaders in the company, and just Susie talking to us about what we're achieving, what we're giving back to the world, and the new products. So it was a very, very full and exciting weekend.
Well,
Um,
sorry, Christian, to butt in there. Shall
yeah,
we quickly mention Susie and who she is and
oh,
how?
definitely.
Yeah, because I think that's very important, isn't it? When you
Very,
when thinking
very
about
important. So Susie was born in Shanghai under the one child rule, and her parents both had to work to make ends meet. So she spent a lot of time with her grandma, who mostly brought her up. And she was a medicinal pharmacologist and actually introduced antibiotics to China, but
wow.
wouldn't allow her family to take even so much as an aspirin. So it was a very much bringing up with natural. They'd go to the markets, they'd buy the shea butter, the jojoba oil, and they would make the products themselves. And the first product, well, I'm cutting there. So when she was about 8, her and her parents moved to Cairns in the Northern Territories of Australia, to try and make more money, to have a different lifestyle. And from there, they had loads of beautiful products at the markets that they could buy. And her grandma used to make all the stuff that they would use. So Susie was kind of at her elbow learning how to do these things. Her parents sadly split up. And if ever they had a row, Susie would go down the garden and she would scrunch the eucalyptus leaves and inhale them, because it's very calming essential oil, and which is why she put it in her smoothing cleanser, which is her kind of staple best-selling product.
I didn't
I think
know
they
that
sell
story.
one every 30 seconds, and it's just that infusion of eucalyptus and rosemary, so it would calm her down. So it's one of those oils that calms you down at night but invigorates you in the morning and gets you going.
Hmm.
So she learned how to make all these things. And again, life didn't really work out. So they spun a globe as to where they should go next. And the pin dropped in Great Britain. So they had met this lady who'd been over to Cairns and had said, if ever you're in England, look me up, come and stay.
As you do when you meet people, and then hope they never show up.
Very British. And so they arrive at Heathrow and they ring this lady, and she's like, oh no, I didn't mean it. You can't stay here. So they've arrived penniless,
Oh
nowhere
no.
to live.
I didn't know this part of her story.
Yeah. Well, she keeps giving us more of her story, and you just sort of can't believe what she's endured. And she's an amazing lady. So her mum got a job at Greenwich Market selling Chinese import toys, and Suzzie would help her. But again, renting a place in England, paying all the utilities, again, they couldn't get ends to meet. So Suzzie was like, she was 15 at this stage, and she's like, I'm going to help you, Mum. And she borrowed £200 from her mum, and she went out and she bought jam jars, cheapest product holding things she could get hold of. She made her labels on the paint software, which was what you would use back in the day, and print them out at school. And every evening she would make products. And the first one she made was this Body Smooth.
I've got that.
And just a glorious product, sort of salt and macadamia oil. And so it doesn't leave your body feeling stripped. It's just nourishing and exfoliating, which again, as you age, it's what you need to get rid of, slough off the dead cells. So she made 50 jars. She went to Greenwich Market. She had one for show and tell, and it was cold weather, a sniffathon. And she used one for show and tell. She sold the other 49 jars. So she had 980 quid. They were able to pay their outstanding bills. And she carried on. Every evening after school, she'd make products, and then she'd sell them at markets at the weekend. And then she enlisted her friends who got a little bit of commission, and they would go to different markets.
That bit's amazing, isn't it? How she had the business thoughts to do that, to be able to reach all the other markets and get her friends involved.
Have more than one person selling it.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what we do, isn't it? So that's amazing.
And she did so well. She got it off the ground. She was selling well. She paid her way through university. Her aim was to be able to put a deposit down for her mum to buy a house. And she pinned a picture of the house that she wanted for her mum on the back of the front door. So every day as she left, this is what I'm up to. And that kept her going. So she paid her way through university. She did economics, I think, and something like politics. Ended up getting a job at Citibank and thought, this is, I've arrived. This is what people do to be successful. And she was a foreign exchange dealer. She had 4 screens, and she was staring at these screens all day. She didn't even have a window. And after 2 weeks, it was just soul destroying for her.
I bet.
So a friend of hers said, because she'd wrapped up her Tropic, she'd mothballed it. Not mothballed, but you know what I mean. She put it aside, and she's like, I've made it.
Tropic then? Did she have that name?
Yeah, she started off calling it Tropic when she was 15 because the tropics around the globe are the most densely nourishing ingredients, the sunlight on them. It's just the products from around the tropics. So that's why she called it Tropic. And she carried on calling it Tropic and stayed with the same name. So her friend said, you need to get funding and upscale. And she said to her, why don't you go on The Apprentice? And Suzzie was like, what's that? I mean, she had no idea. She'd never watched the program. She was the youngest ever at 21. And it must have been about 12, 13 years ago. And the winner that year was a guy called Tom Pellereau, who had a funny shaped nail file. He won. And Suzzie was about 4th. She was let go after those intense interviews. And they laughed her out because she said in the first year she wanted to sell 1 million. And they just laughed her. You're in cloud cookie land. And they fired her. Bottom fell out of her earth. She had to carry on working. And when the You've Been Fired show came on about 4 months later.
Because that's live, isn't it? They record this and they do the fire show live.
Yeah. So Lady Sugar's watching, and she says, you know, hey, I want to try your products. And Susie was sort of, in a way, mortified. It was like, you know, Lady Sugar wants to try my products. And she had sort of 4, and they were in jam jars and homemade labels. Anyway, she sent her little borrow bag over to Lady Sugar, who loved the products and said to Alan, you must invest.
That's amazing.
So he offered her, he said, how much do you want? And she said, well, the winner got 250, I think. And she said, give me 200,000. And he did. And off she set. And she had always had the unit down in Croydon. And she carried on. And she got one unit after another as she grew. But Lord Sugar initially wanted it to go into retail. And she said, well, that's not possible because you've got to have a mass production. It's then got to go through the distribution chain, which can take, basically, a product needs to still smell fresh 4 years later when it's opened by the customer in the shop, like, ooh, lovely. So you have to have preservatives in it when you're in the retail market. So she said, that's not possible. And he said, well, it's never going to be a goer then. But there was another lady watching at the time called Jill Eagle, who had worked with Richard Branson on Virgin V, and that had recently collapsed and it was finished. So she was looking for an opportunity, and she contacted Suzzie and said, I know how you can sell fresh products. So they met in Windsor and spent something like 8 hours. They moved from establishment to establishment as they closed. And they carried on talking about how, because Jill was like, I need an income. 25% commission is not enough. I need a bigger income. And they thrashed it out. And Jill came up with this concept of how when people bring people in, they can then, once they've helped them be successful in their business, everybody stand alone in their own business, and then you get Tropic pay a little bit of thank you present to the upline. And so they started, and there were 4 founding members, and they started up, and in that first year they turned over 2 million.
I bet those guys in those interviews were eating their hats, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, I don't think they look beyond the end of the no. They're lovely, but they're grueling interviews. She jolly well did 2 million in the first year.
And I bet Alan was happy that his wife made him invest.
Definitely. His most successful, well, non-winner, but business since Amstrad.
Really? Amazing. That's an amazing story. And then she bought him out, didn't she?
She did. About a year ago, or might have been 2.
It was just after, or just before I joined, or almost around the same time, because that's when I heard about the Apprentice story, because she was buying him out, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize she was on the Apprentice.
Yeah, so she announced to us. I think it was 2 years ago, because last year she announced she was pregnant.
That's right.
Before. Yeah, and she told us, and she was so nervous. She thought, is everyone going to say, well, if Lord Sugar's not involved, we don't want a bit of. And we all were crying. We all stood up. It was just like there were about 500 women in the room, and we were just all crying. We were so proud of her to have bought it back and it be family owned again. Absolutely thrilling, and fair play to Lord Sugar for letting her buy him out.
Yeah, he's a fair guy, isn't he?
Yeah, just amazing. But there were certain restrictions that when she wasn't full owner, she was 50% owner with Lord Sugar. So now it's her baby, quite literally. Anyway, last year she announced she was pregnant, and she now has Sienna, this beautiful baby. And she made a kind of speech at the weekend saying how she wants for her daughter that there is no ceiling, that women, it'll still take many years before we get equalized with men. But, she now has this even bigger purpose to make sure her daughter's future is as her daughter wants it, you know.
Yeah. Financially and toxin free as well, that born straight into it using all the baby products that are available.
So she bought Sienna out in her baby carrier facing the audience. She had these big ear mufflers on so that she wasn't drowned out by us. And she just kicked her legs and moved her hands like this. And it was so touching. And all the way through the day, Susie would say, okay, I've got to go out and express milk, but so I'm going to hand over to Emily or Carlton. And she would go off and she'd express milk, making it so real. And that it is possible to be a mum and CEO of a massive company like Tropic. So, yeah, it went from strength to strength. And for the last maybe 8 years, it's been the fastest growing beauty business in the UK. And that is the Sunday Times Fast Track.
That's amazing. See, we had to know, I think, that story, because I didn't plan on asking you about the story, but I think falling in love with the
background for it. And she's, you know, she's a humanitarian, an earth angel. Everything she does for the good of us, the animals, the planet. You know, she really is forward thinking, and a lot of the big boys are following in her footsteps. They're getting their ideas from her, and she won't patent anything because she wants people to copy her and make a force for good.
That's good. And doesn't she donate, what was it, 10% of all the profits?
10% of all profits. So about $1 million a year is given to charities ranging from, I mean, the biggest UWP, the United World Schools, UWS, sorry. So the first school that she opened was 5 years ago. Literally, they opened it, flew back to England, and then lockdown came. So that was in Cambodia, at a very remote area, which took like 4 hours to travel on rivers and roads to get to them. And those children had to walk 2 hours to school if they wanted to have an education. And it was taught in a different dialect they didn't understand. So she opened the first one in Cambodia, swiftly followed by one in Nepal, two in Madagascar now. And then a couple of months ago, they took 25 ambassadors. So it was done in a raffle, and 25 of them went out to the first school to revisit it and see what's happened in the last 5 years. And the stories were so touching. And, you know, initially the children are quite sort of nervous of the, you know, strangers arriving, but the bonds they got over the few days they were there, and the parents coming up and so it's Buddhist community and saying, I want to give you my afterlife. That is how grateful we are for the difference you're making to our children. We're all crying. And then the ambassadors tried to get up and talk about what the experience did for them, and so many of them have got the children's name tattooed on their arms and things.
That's
really, really touching. Yeah, so every sale is contributing to United World Schools, but also investing in the Great Barrier Reef, an area close to Susie's heart because she lived in Cairns. So they've got a nursery growing climate-resistant coral. So much of coral has died out, particularly on the Great Barrier Reef, and a lot of that's, not all of it, but a lot of it's to do with the oxybenzone in sun care.
Yeah, because I guess there's so much sun cream going into that water with all
one drop of oxybenzone in an Olympic-sized swimming pool would kill, if that was full of coral, would kill it all.
That's outrageous, isn't it?
People are slathering it on and going in the seas and oceans.
Wouldn't be allowed to go in the product.
Well, some countries have banned it. Places like I think Hawaii and Mexico, there's quite strict rules on what you can have in your sun cream. The Amazon rainforest, the Indonesian Ocean, they're building a forest down in Hampshire. They're supporting Women for Women in the King's Trust, the Trussell Trust, just so many different charities. Beam, so helping people find houses when they can't afford it, finding jobs and houses. So many beautiful charities that they're involved with. So giving back in that way. They're empowering women by enabling them to set up in business for nothing and get going, like Susie did. And she's always wanted to keep it at the same amount of money she asked her mum for in those early days. She asked for £200, so it's 198 to join, and it's just an amazing company. So that's the sort of Tropic story.
And when I joined with you, because like we said in the interview we did the other day, I heard you talking about it when we were on the same training in LinkedIn. And when I joined with you, and you said it'd take £200 to join to get the discount, because obviously I've joined to use the products at the discount, and then I received £200 that box with all the products in, and
£600. The white box.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when we got that. I was like, I've got £600 of the products here for £200. So even if you didn't have it as a business like myself, you've got all those products anyway. So it's
it's not one of these MLMs. It's very much no pressure to buy, as long as you buy one product, and it can be as little as a lip balm. In 6 months, you remain as an ambassador.
Right.
And so many people join for different reasons, but you can still enjoy the discount.
Yeah. Well, if you joined for the discount, you're going to spend more than one lip balm.
Yeah, if you're using the products, you're going to be buying more than that. But that's the step. But even then, if you drop off, just because they don't want the system full of zero ambassadors, if you drop off, you can still say, oh, can you reactivate my account? I think for another 6 months.
Oh, right. So nothing to worry about.
Yeah, but you can't drop off and then sign up again. You have to wait 6 months.
Right, I see. I got
it. To stop people just thinking, well, I'll buy the starter kit. Drop off, buy the starter kit, drop off. So you have to wait 6 months. And if you start
getting £600 worth of Tropic for 200, that makes sense.
Well, it is a no-brainer, isn't it? But then you get your web shop all looked after by Tropic. You get customer relations software. You get so many added things with no monthly charge for those.
Well, I've seen all the trainings in my what do you call it?
The lounge.
And I haven't done any of those trainings.
What? I don't want to hear that.
Well, I did a few. When I first joined, I did a few because I wanted to know about the specific products that I was using. But they're all there. I mean,
it's well worth doing it. Even if you only do 5 minutes a day, if you commit to doing 5 minutes, and everybody's got 5 minutes.
Yeah,
and the more you learn about the company, the more you want to be involved and make a difference. And me as an individual, standalone business, I'm not reporting to anybody. My ripples go so far, but then by introducing you, those ripples go further. It's such a beautiful business. And the community, we have such a laugh and all getting together, and just that camaraderie, which I know you have in a lot of companies, but I'd never experienced anything like it, having worked for 30 years. You said in the
interview the other day that it saved you, didn't it, when you were going through
Totally.
Anyway, we weren't supposed to be talking about the business. We were supposed to be talking about the products.
I'm going to sort of focus on the products that I think are best for people who are perimenopause, menopause, post-menopause, as I am. Because it is about hydration.
Right, let's get started.
Yeah. So we have 4 different cleansers, but the one that I would recommend that comes in a bundle is the smoothing cleanser, which I touched on earlier.
Yeah.
So this is jojoba oil, which is the closest to our own natural sebum. It's a best-selling cleanser. It's won many awards, and it's just beautiful. It comes with a free bamboo cloth, which comes in a little paper pouch like that. And this bamboo cloth, it's organic, it's so soft.
It's
really
just
beautiful. And you have a couple of pumps of the cleanser, put it over your face, rub it in, all on your eyes as well. And you think, oh, with eucalyptus, does that not sting? No. Right into the eyes, get rid of all your mascara. It's really good at breaking down makeup. And then warm water on your smoothing, on your bamboo cloth, and just wipe it off and pop it on and inhale those beautiful smells. So
it feels so nice as well, that one. I sometimes I feel like I don't want to wash it off because it feels like a moisturizer.
It's so nourishing and kind of moisturizing, actually. And then again, we have 2 toners, but the one that I would recommend would be the morning mist. Whoop. And this one, you know, it's hyaluronic acid, it's avocado milk, aloe vera juice, tiger grass. So it's very calming. Yep. And you can hot flushes, keep it in the fridge and spritz it on. It's a light spray and it's just glorious. And you just leave that one on and go like that. There's no alcohol in any of the products. So it's not like a toner. It's a nourishing, hydrating toner. And then the one. Oh, yes, that's the juicy greens. Very sort of gentle exfoliation. When this came out, I was thrilled. I had rosacea and that really helped. So if you've got red skin, it's very good at calming the skin. So that's the other one. And this one doesn't have a spray. You kind of just put it in your hands and tap it on.
I do that. And it almost feels oily, doesn't it? But then after a minute or so, that oil feeling goes away.
So that's got kiwi and cucumber juices in it, and polyhydroxy acids and niacinamide. So they're all bursting with nutrients, all these products. And that one, again, you would leave on and just let it sink in.
If you use a QR code, I've never tried it. Does it tell you all the ingredients on there?
All the information about the product, yeah. And then we have 3 moisturizers. And the 2 that I would recommend, if you're rosacea prone or you need something, if you've got redness, this product, Susie found this plant called the Tree of Life. Look at that color.
What's that? The skin relief?
Yeah. So it just calms your skin. So you would either go for that one or the Skin Feast, which is it's got 24 plants and sort of seeds and gorgeousness in it. It's also got a bacteria called ectoin, which builds up the natural defenses of your skin. Ectoin is a bacteria that survives in really harsh climates. So it's building up your skin's natural defenses. So those are the 2 different colors there. And then the third one is Fresh Waves, which is more for blemish prone, a gel. So they kind of go, there are 3 different moisturizers depending on your needs. So you're curating your pack as you go. And then we've got a brilliant
nighttime one.
Well, I was just thinking about the skincare routine finder. So you can put in all your needs and it comes up with the best.
That's a really good tool, isn't it? The Skin Finder. I should share the link for that.
Yeah, I can do that, no problem. And then Susie, who had training in economics, is really good at putting bundles together. So if you get the cleanser, the toner, the moisturizer, depending on which one you need, there are then 4 products that you can pick from and you get that free. So a mask, which is worth 22, you'll get that free. So let me just, I'm just going to rub all those lovely moisturizers in, because why not?
You don't waste them.
That's got a cocktail of moisturizer. So again, it depends on your needs. You may want our Face Smooth, which is a beautiful exfoliating, very gentle exfoliation. Again, doesn't leave you feeling stripped.
It doesn't, and it feels really, again, moisturizing, doesn't it? So at the same time as exfoliating, you feel like you're moisturizing all the time. Because I've used products in the past where it feels like you're stripping away and making everything dry. But no, yeah, that's one of my favorites. I use all these products on my facials on the retreat, by the way.
I love it. So I do that in the shower once a week.
Yeah,
just
me too.
The areas that I feel need a bit of sloughing, the dead
I
skin.
use it down my nose area because I get those what they call the white lumps. Mila,
yes.
Is it Mila?
Yes.
I use it, so it's good for that, along with where is it? I've got so many products here, I can't see which. Oh, the here, fruit peel.
Oh,
so
yes.
It's actually empty. I need a new one. The fruit peel serum, along with this, really helps with those white lumps. I think they're called Mila, aren't they?
I love the smell of fruit peel.
Mm.
And actually, if your product is empty, we just touch on the fact that, again, Suzzie's thinking about
refills,
the environment,
don't they? With the
lid. So you order a refill and then you save £1 or £2, depending which product it is. So again, you know, the cleanser, the toners, the moisturizers. So on the moisturizers, we have a thing called inner bottle technology, which Suzzie invested an enormous amount to.
I can show you. I've got an empty bottle here.
Perfect. And that little silicone inner, when you finish the product, you keep them. And when you've got 5, you send them back to Tropic. They recycle them and they send you a £10 voucher.
Do I take it off or do I send the whole pump back?
You pull it. You pull that silicone bit off.
Oh, yeah.
Give it a rinse.
I need to send them back. I've got
and when you've got 5, you'll get a £10 voucher.
Oh, there we go. I've got about 10, I think, somewhere.
And you hold on to your pump and your lid, and then you get the product in a new glass bottle with an aluminium lid.
Yeah.
And you just take the aluminium lid off, put your pump on, and then give it a few squirts, and it should start coming out. So, and if it doesn't, you give it a little bit of a tap if it's got an air bubble in or something.
Eventually, doesn't it?
But
I didn't know that about that bit.
But the wonderful thing about Tropic is they have a 30-day money-back guarantee, satisfaction, no trouble, you know, just I didn't like it. And you can use it and see what you think. And if it's not right for you, you can get your money back. And over Christmas, they do 90 days because they know that people are buying their Christmas presents bit by bit. They're then gifting them. People are trying it. It could take 3 months for them to work out that the person they've given it to doesn't like it. Again, you can get your money back. So 90 days over the Christmas period and 30 ordinarily.
Yeah, because you could buy something for someone thinking it suits their skin and it doesn't. So that's brilliant.
Because some people react to natural ingredients. I know my daughter, if she has kiwi, her tongue tingles. So actually the elixir and the juicy greens are not for her.
Oh, that's a shame.
But we've got lots of other alternatives. And then, so either you get the Face Smooth free or one of the masks. So for hydration, it's comfort food. I can see you've used
mine's nearly empty. And I love this that comes with it.
Yes. I think they might have stopped the spatula now.
Oh, have they?
But you just use it with your finger. But once you've got it,
fine.
You don't need another, do you? Comfort food. It has resurrection flower in it, so it's pulling moisture to your skin. You can put it on and then go for a run, and by the time you get back, you'll find that it's disappeared. You can put it on your hair as a mask if you're at the beach, so it's hydrating the hair. You can mix it with your Skin Dream, and people say that's like a natural Botox, like those two overnight, a squelch of this and a couple of squirts of that all over your face, and just the work it does overnight. The Skin Dream is off the scale.
And when you mix it with that as well, I do all three.
Yes.
Youth potion.
Yeah,
I use the youth potion as my serum, and then I put that on afterwards, and then the Skin Dream on top of it when I go to bed. Not every night. I know. I love my skin.
Hasten to add that all these products are clinically trialed, and we have some extraordinary stats on them, which I'm not going to cover on this call, but I'll put a link to the brochure in the chat, and then people can see all these stats, because we have a brand new, and it's called Beauty Brochure. We used to call it Glow, and it's a nice size. It's a bit smaller than the previous one. And in there, you've got all the stats about the difference that the products make on, they've, tested them on 100 people. For example, let's take comfort food. So this one, a deep hydration mask, that's what it used to be called. And it's got wild Australian superberries and resurrection flower. So resurrection flower completely dies when there's no water around. And the minute the water comes, it bounces into action and the flowers grow, and it's very quick at coming back to life. So it's pulling moisture to your skin when you've used it. For plumper and dewier skin with every use. So skin hydration is improved by 175% in 2 hours.
In 2 hours.
I mean,
it does overnight.
Just gorgeous. The other masks, we've got Electric Bloom, which kind of brightens and tightens the complexion. And
I don't like the feel of this one, if I'm honest. I like the results, but I don't like the feel when it's on.
Well, it dries like one of those classic, it's a clay mask, so it does dry, and the same with the New Horizons.
Yeah, I mean, I have used. Oh, you use yours or not? I have used them, but I think I can't get. I think because I like this one so much, I always think, oh, I'll use.
But if you're not prone to spots and things, you wouldn't really use New Horizons. But I tell you, teenage boys or teenage girls as well, anybody with acne or blemish prone skin, absolute lifesaver, pulls out the excess sebum. I'm gonna, because I told my son to use this and he's used it a couple of times, but then not bothered. You know what boys you literally can just dab it on the individual spots. I'm gonna put that there to remind me to get him to use it again. Yeah, so he gets spots along his hairline. Now you get menopausal spots too. Ladies haven't been spotty since they were a teenager. All of a sudden it starts happening again with the. Well, then they may want a bit more of the blemish prone stuff, but I'm just going to run through. I'm sort of running through what I use as a post-menopausal lady. But then when people have their individual needs, you can curate your package. Yeah, that's the link to see what skincare they need, isn't it? So those 4 products with the Cleanse, Tone, Moisturize and your freebie of choice is called the Essential Collection. So Susie would talk about those as if they were your fruit and veg, your diet. And then she moves on to add supplements for your skin, and that is called the Enhance Collection. And with that, you can add 2 serums, buy one, get one free. Now, the cheapest serums are 44. Then the Skin Dream and the Glowberry are 48, with the Youth Potion coming up at 78, I believe. But they last ages, don't they? Yeah, they do, because they're rich, nutritious ingredients. If you look at products, invariably the first ingredient is water, which gets absorbed into your skin very quickly. You therefore need more product. With these, one squirt is sometimes enough to do someone's whole face. So we'll touch on the youth potion. So this one is 78, which you think sounds a lot, but it's got incredible technology in there.
Now, mine's nearly empty. I can't remember when I bought it. I bought it months ago. So that's how long it lasts.
They all last a long time. I mean, I think I've had this one since it was launched. It's great, but it does split because it's water products and oil products. And all you do is you shake it like a salad dressing. She is looking at a way of making the product come together, but she won't use emulsifiers. No. We don't need them in our body. So this is quite a
it takes 2 seconds to give it a shake.
A watery one. You can see it's running down. But this, I mean, it's just incredible. 95% of people who used it reported a visible reduction in fine lines and wrinkles.
Yeah, definitely.
26% more lifted skin, 23% increase in collagen production and skin resilience. So this is the first 100% natural retinol. So it's even taken that first step. So when you have a retinol, you have to build up very gradually, starting at 0.01% or something, slowly building up your resistance to use it. This you go straight in, and it's actually at an 11 strength.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. But she's put in calming ingredients as well. So you can go straight into full power retinol. So when you put a retinol on your skin, your body converts it to retinol to be able to use it to plump up its collagen. This has already taken that first step. So unbelievable, groundbreaking product. And that came out about 1.5 years ago. So it's just incredible, worth a try.
Absolutely.
You can buy it in a mini form like this.
Yeah, I've got the mini one.
We did have for a while, buy your cleanser, toner, moisturizer and get one of these free. So the little size is 28.
I got this free. I haven't opened them yet. I bought this small one and I got this free with it.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
That was an offer just before Christmas, I think.
So the little one is 32 for 10 ml. The big one 78 for 30 ml. Worth a go. Youth potion.
And the thing I love as well, they're all the good size, even though you can buy like the travel size, can't you? Even the full size ones are under 100 ml, so you can travel with them, because I travel a lot and I used to hate having to decant stuff.
So that's 30 ml. Yeah. Suzzie really doesn't, she really encourages people not to decant, because particularly we've got products where the platform comes up from the bottom.
Yeah.
So you're keeping the product away from the oxygen.
Even these big bottles, she's done it so these are 95. So they're under the 100 ml, so you can get them in your hand luggage.
So that's the Radiance cleanser, another cleanser, but not available in the Essential collection. But unbelievable. This one came out a couple of months ago and it's been a bestseller.
I need to do a bit of shopping. Mine are nearly all empty.
Always fun. And then the new one, the hydrating face wash, which again is unbelievable, but it's not available in the bundles. But some people use both. So they'll do
which one?
Hydrating. Oh no, that's the clarifying.
Oh, right, the small
for people with excess sebum to pull it out.
Yes, this is also a good with those melee as well.
Yeah. So it's a powder, and you put it with a little bit of morning mist or a bit of water if you prefer. Make a paste.
I use it in the shower, so I just drop a little bit of water on and
it goes blue, and it kind of warms up, and it's for a deeper cleanse.
And I bought my son one, the dark black one. There's
yes,
he used it. Yeah.
And then, so sort of going down in price, if you like, we've got the Glowberry, which is encapsulated vitamin C. very powerful vitamin C.
Again,
And the Skin Dream, which is the night one. So these are both 48, and it's buy one, get the cheapest free. So if you'd got a youth potion, you would then get the Skin Dream, which is 48 free.
Free. Yeah, see, that makes it.
So then you're saving about 60 quid on products as you, is that right? 48 and 22, 70 quid.
And how do you know, just for anyone, if I shared my shop link without them asking me, I mean, they can ask me and ask you, but if they just went straight to the shop link, how would they know what they get free with something? Does it say in the shop?
You basically have to add everything to the basket, and then it puts the discount in there. But they would just send you a message like, I'm trying to put, I want these products. Can you tell me the best way to buy them?
Right.
But they can go to the shop, but they need, I mean, by looking at the brochure, you can see it's very clearly laid out. Cleanse, tone, moisturize, get your freebie, 2
and
serums.
It shows you what you get free with
and then these 2 would be free. So it's that kind of, but you have to put everything in the basket. It doesn't then say, oh, if you picked another serum. We keep asking them to do that. But then, if you do it without, you've got the 30-day money back, you could cancel the order and replace it. And we can keep an eye of the orders coming in, and we can always see if someone's missed a trick. And I will just contact that customer, say, oh, if you had added a morning mist, you would have saved £70 on your order. It's worth getting in touch with people for that. So we will always be looking in the background, which is why ambassadors are so crucial, because we're the sort of first line of contact for a customer. We're helping them with their needs. We can do a really individual curation of products, and also, look after them if they have a problem and speak to head office for them. But ringing head office is always a joy. They're all cheerful. They do their best to sort you out. There's never a sort of computer says no. It's just such a lifting experience calling them. So I sometimes encourage customers to ring them, just because, and then they just can't believe how kind they are. They do their best to sort things out. And say you'd forgotten to add your extra serum. If you called them up and said, look, I placed this order, I've done all that, but I could have had a second serum, if you're quick enough, they'll run to dispatch and tell them, because it's all happening in one building. They've got the whole thing going on. They might have 2 buildings now, but the raw ingredients are coming in. They're making 98% of the products in-house in Beddington, which is next to Croydon in Surrey. And then they have a dispatch building where all the products come, and then they're packaged, and they do their best to get them out as quick as they can. I love when someone signs up, they almost get their box the next day, because they just have them all ready to go, and they're just so efficient and gorgeous. So of the serum, sorry, I keep going off track.
Yeah, sorry, I do as well.
The supplements are, so, if you were blemish prone, you would go with Pure Lagoon, which is malachite. It's antibacterial. It helps people with acne. Unbelievable, beautiful blue color. And you would go with salicylic acid Ocean Dive for targeting individual spots, drawing out impurities. Beautiful products. Those are both 44. Rainforest Dew, this is for anyone who's dehydrated. Hyaluronic acid, big time. Like your big drink of alpine water, it's just beautiful, and it's you can see quite a watery texture, and you just press it into your skin. Glorious. And you might mix that with, so here's an example of a refill of the Super Greens, holding onto the pipette and the lid, get the new one and put your pipette in the new one. Super Greens, your green smoothie, straight to where you want it. It's got kale in it. It's got broccoli seed. It's got green coffee extract. It's quite an earthy smell because Susie doesn't want to disguise things, you know. And some people say, oh, it smells a bit like a compost heap. But that's what these products smell like.
Yeah. And this ocean green's got blue algae in it. And I remember.
Yes, it has.
Yeah. And spirulina. One of them's got spirulina in. Which one?
And this one's got green spirulina.
Yeah, great. Because I put spirulina, organic spirulina, in my smoothie. So I'm getting it inside and outside.
And outside. Vitamin C, tamanu oil, which I'll touch on. An amazing oil, which speeds up cell renewal. Unbelievable. So hydration increased by 111% in 2 hours, rainforest dew. And this is, you know, all about hydration, and it's an oil, so it's locking all that moisture in. So you would put your rainforest dew and you top it with your super greens. And then I put it on before I go walking the dogs in the morning, and it just, by the time I got home, it's all settled in. Glorious. And yeah, so these two are probably the rainforest dew and the green super greens are probably the one that I would use for hydration. If I wanted a rich night cream and the youth potion, I don't want to say anti-aging, but you know, youth enhancing.
Youth enhancing.
All glorious, because there's nothing negative about aging. You know, it's a blessing.
It slows down the drying, aging skin to take that look away. But yeah, I'm against calling it anti-aging because we're going to age, aren't we? We just want to keep our skin youthful, and by doing that is by looking after it and hydrating it.
Now, one of our it's a standalone product. It's called Elixir.
Yeah, that's my favourite.
And this is £30, so it's cheaper than the serums. £30 for 30 ml. A small drop of that will cover your whole face. You can put it on your décolletage and your neck
every morning, and it leaves a nice colour to your skin as well. It leaves it glowing.
So gorgeous. So it's got your omega-3, 6 and 9 in there. Rosehip oil. And you know, when I had a flare-up of rosacea, quite bad, and one of the other Tropic ambassadors who does facials, is very experienced in skin, said to me, use the Elixir for cleansing and for moisturizing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So a couple of drops all over the face, rub it in, bamboo cloth, wipe it off, and then 1 or 2 drops all over the skin. And that's it. One product for everything for about a month, just to let my skin calm down. And it was brilliant. Best advice. Wonderful. And brilliant on the décolletage.
Because rosacea, I've seen it in the group. A few ladies have posted about it. So that's really good to know.
You know, when it's angry, if you had rosacea, you would be looking at juicy greens. You'd be looking at the green foundation. You would be looking at probably smoothing cleanser. If you're very sensitive and don't want the eucalyptus and rosemary essential oils in there, you can get it unscented.
Right.
But I love those smells. So Elixir, gold, absolute gold. Brilliant for massaging babies as well. But they have their own baby oil, and it's called Little Rory, and it's jojoba oil with tiger grass. So tiger grass is something that grows on the pampas, and when tigers have had a fight, they go and roll in it because it's got soothing qualities to it. So it's got tiger grass in as well. Now, you might want to also, if you've had a heavy night, you might want hydrogel eye masks. So those full of the rainforest dew, hyaluronic acid, pop them under your eyes, and you can sleep in them. And by the time you wake up, they're kind of dry on your face. And then we have the whole face as well. And that remember we did them at the Glammys.
Yeah.
So 2 parts, you do one over the eyes and one over the nose and the mouth. And it's just a very gentle, I don't quite know what the material is that she uses, but you know it's plant-based. And it can go in the compost when you've finished. And you can cut it to fit your face.
I often put one on while I'm just watching TV at night and just sit there, and I figure I've got it on after a while.
Just gorgeous. Yes, because initially you think it's slipping off, but slowly it starts adhering.
Yeah.
And you wake up and it's just, your skin when you've taken them off. Glorious. So those are the, there's the full face. You can see it on, and there's the eyes. And then talking of eyes, we have the eye work, which has a Zamac tip, which is zinc, aluminium, magnesium, and copper. So it's really cooling. And again, you can keep that in the fridge, and you just squirt it till a bit of the product comes out of the end. And yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I like it because it feels nice and cold.
It's so lovely.
It's when you use your fingers, you drag that delicate skin with your fingers, where this doesn't do it, does it?
So cooling. Beautiful. And again, once you've finished it, you hold on to the Zamac tip and you order the refill and you save £4.
Yeah, and you keep the tip for your next one.
Absolutely. So gorgeous, gorgeous. So those are sort of the main facial ones, although we have dipped into ones that aren't for menopause, but just amazing range.
It's hard not to talk about all of them, isn't it?
I know, because it's all so lush and heavenly. Now, one of the products.
Well, sorry. I like this balm. I use
the eye cream is no longer available.
Oh, isn't it?
No, not at the moment, but she's working on a replacement.
Okay, good.
And I may have a little sample to try, but she's always innovating and coming up with new things. So that one is incredible, but it's not available at the moment. But the eye work is brilliant. Now, must have been about 4 or 5 years ago. I've been with Tropic 9 years. 4 or 5 years ago, Susie brought out a hair care range. Now, my hair went really straw-like. I
remember you showed me a photo. It was really thin.
That was after COVID. I lost so much hair. It was literally falling out. I'd watch telly at night and I'd have a pile of hair next to me afterwards.
You have to share that photo in the chat.
Maybe.
All right, maybe not. If you don't mind.
No, it's fine. But my hair went so thin. But that was a different. That was, after COVID. And sort of through menopause, you lose.
You do. There's lots of ladies in the group say they're
losing. I did what I used is this. These are the mini versions. This is the Hair Smooth, which is Abyssinian oil, and it's got cedarwood in there, which is a promoter of hair growth. So I do a couple of squirts of that, and then I went mad because I just thought, is this it? And my cousin, who's a homeopath, said, well, when you're your age and your hair starts falling out, sometimes the follicles can die. And I was like, no. So I read up about how to promote hair growth, and I got every essential oil that was recommended. So to it, I added rosemary, I added peppermint, I added frankincense. I was going to say Frankenstein, but you know what I mean. And some sort of fir, like a fir tree, not cypress, but maybe it was Douglas fir or something. And I added that to the couple of squirts of Hair Smooth, put it together in my hands and really rubbed it into my scalp. And my son would come in and be like, what are you doing? That the air was heady. I then tie it up in a towel and keep it on either overnight or for a few hours. And my hair, it started growing back. And it was, to begin with, it was like having this carpet pile coming through.
Really?
every time I went to the hairdresser, because I didn't go to the hairdresser for ages, because my hair was just coming out in the brush. I wouldn't brush my hair even.
You'd have to
And
list those essential oils and
see how long they were getting. And now it's, you know, thick as it was. I'm so thrilled.
Your hair's really thick.
So
do you mind sharing your age with everyone, Christian?
I'm 64.
64.
Well, I'm 64.
Look at that head of hair.
Last month. So all good. So what she did is she was very clever, because if you think every race has different hair types, and how could you make a product for every hair type, every race? You know, you'd go mad. So she brought out 4 products, and depending on your need, you decide which ones are right for you, and then which order you want to put them in. So the hair care discovery kit is a great way to get started. Now, these were launched maybe 5 years ago, and Suzzie launched them. At that stage, leaders, there were, sorry, there were maybe 300 of us in the room, and she launched the hair care range. And I went home to try it between the daytime meeting and the evening. And I used the Nourishing Hair Cleanser and the Hair Feast. And I came back to the evening meeting and I saw Suzzie and I said, to her, you've changed my life. In one washing, my hair just felt smooth and nourished, and I was just so thrilled.
How do you use your Hair Feast? I put mine on towel dried hair and I leave it on. How do you use it?
So curly hair method, leave it in. I wash it out.
Oh, I don't. I leave mine in.
It's not too heavy for mine.
I'll leave it in and it stops it looking like fuzzy.
Clarifying is more deep cleansing. Nourishing is like the smoothing cleanser. It kind of really nourishes your hair. Sorry, I'm just I've got a bit of a cough, so yeah. All good. All good. So definitely, if you're having hair trouble, and just try them in different orders. You put the Hair Feast on for a couple of hours as a mask, wash it off, and then so for me, I just use the Nourishing Hair Cleanser, and that's probably enough. And I wash my hair once a week, sometimes 10 days, because my scalp now has been educated. It's not being stripped every time I wash it.
Yeah.
Love it.
I probably wash mine once to twice a week, depending on my workouts, really, how sweaty I am.
Yeah. You know, some people need to wash it more, but it starts self-regulating. Now, if you want to dip your toe, there are also skincare discovery kits. So you get 4 products and 5 products actually now, because you get 2 serums in there, and that's £34. So you might want Nourish, or you might want Hydrate, and you get 3 bamboo cloth. You get the cleanser, you get the morning mist in the Hydrate, you get the skin relief in that one, and you also get the 2 minis that we talked about, the Super Greens and the Rainforest Dew, little mini ones. Great.
I buy these for travel. Yeah, I was just going to say that. I buy these for travel. If I know I'm going away somewhere, and I just need a little tiny one, go away for the weekend, I take this with me.
And all the body washes coming in it, so you can take them traveling.
Yeah, I've got the body washes here. These are what I got in a Christmas cracker. These body washes.
Lovely. Those were the different smells for Christmas.
Yeah. And they're fabulous for traveling as well. It's just like, the itchy skin.
Oh, itchy skin.
We've gone over an hour. So, right, just before we go.
Tamanu balm.
Yeah,
this is your number one. You can put this everywhere. You can even put it in your mouth for mouth ulcers.
Yeah, I use it on my lips.
Use it on your lips. Steer clear of a certain make of petroleum jelly on your lips. That's petrol.
Vaseline.
This is a nut that grows in Polynesia and was chronicled in Captain Cook's diaries. And it's known as green gold, and it's for any skin ailments. So we're talking burns, tattoos. You want to put it on after a tattoo.
Psoriasis, eczema.
Everything. Psoriasis, eczema, ulcers. And it speeds up cell renewal. Unbelievably powerful. So it comes in that, which is like a oily balm. You can also get it in a cream.
I haven't tried the cream, but I love the balm.
You know, intimate itching.
Yes.
Brilliant. Scars. You know, if you've had a cesarean and you get itchy, brilliant. So that would be my number one go-to. There's a Tamanu cream if you want more of a body cream. Again, that's not scented. Brilliant for cancer patients. The Tamanu range. There's a body wash, and they're unscented and based on Tamanu. And then Body Love, which is the gorgeous body cream. Love that. Beautiful smell of lemon myrtle.
That's that one, right?
That was in the anniversary collection, so slightly different smell on that one.
And I love this as well.
Oh, Whip Body Velvet, brilliant. My son, who has eczema,
so luxurious. It's like a mousse.
It's really helped my son's eczema.
And it just feels so luxurious. Like that, it's just like, oh, you just want to keep rubbing it in.
Oh, we've got so many lovely things. We could go on all day, couldn't we?
And the body cleansing cream. What's the difference between the softening body lotion and the body cleansing cream?
Those are special editions. Those were the special editions for Christmas. They're not readily available.
Sorry, ladies.
No. If you buy one of the anniversary collections, which are on sale at the moment, if there are any left, you can get those ones. But the Body Love smells a bit like the superfood hand cream, sort of lemon myrtle. Gorgeous. Goes very nicely with the Body Smooth.
Oh, sleep. We need to touch on sleep before we go.
Yeah, so Sleepy has actually been clinically trialed at the London Sleep Clinic. Let's have a look if I can find the stats on that. Beautiful. Lavender, frankincense, rose geranium. Where is it in here?
That came with the spray. I got this balm. I got this in the So Sleepy Christmas cracker this Christmas.
So you can get the balm separately and the pillow mist. And people spray it if they want their husbands to fall asleep watching the football so they can watch something else. It really is proven to knock people out. And I'm just trying to look for because there were some amazing stats that came out about it.
I put this on my temples, the balm on my temples. And
on your pulse point on your
wrists. Yeah. That's where I put it every night. I shouldn't put it on now. It's probably going to send me to sleep. What am I doing? Got a lot to do today. You all right, Christian? Have a drink of water. You've been talking for over an hour, so sorry. I wanted to touch on makeup today, but we'll have to do a whole nother session on that.
Yeah, I think makeup, we could do another session because there's so much to go through with the makeup now.
Oh, lip fudge.
And you know, getting 100% natural makeup is very hard to do, and Suzzie's managed it. So we've got, if I show you.
I don't wear makeup very often, but when I do,
Nor do I, but
Love this
Pamela Anderson's given us permission not to.
Well, I did it long before Pamela Anderson. I've never worn makeup.
I don't wear it.
I'm not letting her take that credit from me.
But she's made it acceptable.
She has, yeah.
I've had people like, oh, you're a Tropic ambassador, you don't wear makeup. And I think, well, that's my choice.
Yeah. And you have such good skin using Tropic, you don't need to wear makeup.
Exactly.
That's what you come back with.
So this is the book that goes with that palette.
Right.
You basically go through the book and decide, well, you do it online because you can build your palette online. And then you can just pick.
Yeah, and then you just replace, you don't have to buy the whole thing, you just replace the...
And again, huge stats as to, because the biggest, I forget what the percentage was, but landfill, 1/3 of all landfill is beauty and personal care products.
Is it?
And people buy these palettes, they use 1 or 2 or 3 colors, and they throw the rest away. So this one, you're using, you're building it completely as you want for your needs, and you can upgrade it for different seasons.
And then you send these are metal, aren't they? This is a magnet. And then you can, when these are empty, you can send them back, can't you?
You just order the new size that you need. But she's brought out, the foundation is actually an adaptogen serum. So you're actually putting skincare on your face. But anyway, let's touch on makeup.
Yeah, no, we're going. But just before we go, we'll do makeup another day. Just before we go, I love this. This is the tinted skin shade. So it's SPF 50 for your face.
I've got many of the Sunday. Have you got that photograph I sent you of the lady?
Oh, I'll put that in the comments.
She's 92 years old, and she's obviously done her SPF on her face every day, but she hasn't done it on her neck and her décolletage. So the difference between her face skin and her neck is staggering.
Yeah, I always do down my neck and here as well.
But we have a massive sun care range. Again, all ocean friendly. We've got the, we were the first company to win the award for, what was it called? Protect Land and Sea. So this certification. There's a huge range. Lips, really vital. You put, because you can get sun damage on the lips. Thinner skin on the body because it has to do so many things. So you've got that one, and then they're bringing out Lip Silk next week.
Oh, is that new?
Is the first 100% natural lip oil. All the others that Suzzie's, she bought the whole lot to check it all out. They've got petroleum or, petrochemical ingredients in them, or silicone, liquid plastic, to give your lips a lovely shine. Well, she's done it naturally. And so I'm so excited about this product coming out. And there are 3 products that you can buy for the lips. There's a lip scrub for exfoliating. There's a lip stain.
Smooth. Lip smooth, it's called.
That's it. And then
grainy bits in it.
Yeah. And you can lick that. It tastes a bit like a Murray mint. And you can lick that and
it does.
It's tasty. Because all the products are edible, which is, the whole point of it. And then the Lip Silk, full of collagen, boosting, peptides. It's incredible.
Where is it?
Again, we're slipping back into makeup. I wanted to just touch on the...
Sorry, go on. That was
So Sleepy. I was talking about the So Sleepy. Yeah, that's it. Lip Silk. So it plumps our lips. Mine have almost disappeared. So I'm looking forward to using this product. So our pillow mist,
this one,
is shown to improve sleep quality by 33%.
Right. So for a lot of
using testers with insomnia and other sleep disorders. That was at the London Sleep Clinic. Average results from a 4-week clinical study. How amazing is that?
Yeah, so that's a must for some of the ladies watching this.
Definitely. Give it a go. Doesn't work, send it back, get your money back.
Right, yeah. So I'm going to
confidence with Tropic.
So you'll either find it in this post above or in the comments below, or both. My link to the shop, link to the skincare test where you can put in your skin type.
Oh, yes, I put that in the chat. I don't know if they're able to see that.
If not, because I'm going to put this in Facebook, this on StreamYard, so I'll put it in that chat as well anyway. If you don't mind the photo of how your hair used to look to what it looks now, that's up to you.
Fine. That's fine.
And then the photo of the 95-year-old lady that used SPF on her face and not a neck, see the difference, or how important it is.
There's another staggering photo of a lorry driver who didn't wear sunscreen, and the side of his face when he was driving out and always had the sun on his face is just sagged like this. I'll see if I can find that one as well. I don't want to horrify people, but you know.
But I use this daily, even on a overcast day.
Yeah.
Put it on, and it's like for people who don't like going out without any makeup, it's got a tint in it, so it gives you that nice glow. But yeah, anyway.
Oh, and coming later in the year, we've got a spray-on sun protection.
Oh, I'll definitely buy that.
I like that. Great Barrier. We've got Skin Shade. I mean, we've got so many beautiful sun care products.
Continuously, isn't she?
And have a look at the brochure if you want to know more.
And anyone who wants a more fine-tuned, you know, they can contact me, and with your help, Christian, because you're a wealth of knowledge.
Always
because I didn't go into Tropic as building a business. That's why I'm not as knowledgeable as you. I went into Tropic selfishly to use it for myself.
Yeah, well, I'm here to help.
I would be really selfish if I didn't share it with everyone. So
well, when you go on the Tropic website, if you haven't followed Joe's link, when you register, all you do is select Joe Douglas as your ambassador, and then she will always be connected to you. She'll know what products you bought and be able to look after you better that way. And then when you say, oh, I need a new foundation, she'll know which color you need and everything, because there are about 11 different colors in the foundation. Right. But we'll do a makeup one another day.
Yes, we'll do a makeup one another day. Yes, that would be brilliant.
Gorgeous.
Thank you, Christian. I really appreciate your time. An hour and 20 minutes. So I
love it.
Thank you. Appreciate it so much.
Complete pleasure. Lots of love, darling.
Lots of love. Bye.